Aye. Okay. Okay, so number 6 is the request from Bryson Patrick LLC to file an appeal of the Planning Commission review and decision. So those there are documents related to that. We have a letter under tab 7. It is written to me. It says, I'm writing this letter to file an appeal of the Planning Commission to review the decision concerning the planned urban development submitted for the property of 3021 Louisville Road. On June 3rd, 2025, the plan was voted down because it did not meet the 30,000 square foot requirement for the planned urban development, primarily due to the decision not to count the sewer waste disposal area, which is not contiguous. The board stated that they have never made any exceptions in the past, and this is the basis for my appeal. On March 11th, 2024, Cloud Properties submitted a planned urban development PUD for the property at 2027 Louisville Road to the Planning Commission, which was approved, Exhibit A. It was noted on the approval letter, your plan is consistent with the approved zoning ordinance of the town of Louisville, Tennessee, Exhibit B. This parcel of land for which this PUD was approved was only 2.67 acres or 116,305 square feet, Exhibit C, and all of these exhibits are included in here. 183,695 square feet short of the requirement of 300 square feet per the zoning ordinance. The property is also zoned C1 commercial. The duplexes are not permittable use under the commercial C1 zoning section. Multifamily is an R1 residential use under the zoning ordinance, so the property would not have to be rezoned to R1 prior to submitting the PUD to the Planning Commission. It was pointed out at the last Planning Commission meeting that they only approved the Cloud PUD because it was on commercial property. The point I want to make is that whether it is on commercial or residential property, a PUD is a PUD, and Cloud property falls 183,695 short of the 300,000 square feet threshold in addition to the issues. Over the past 3 years, there have been very few projects that have come before the board that have not been granted some type of variance or a zoning ordinance. Personally, I'm glad we're a small enough town that we can still do that. However, I believe we are being held to a different standard than others, especially since we meet the density requirement and only fall 42,560 square feet short, or less than 1 acre short of the 300,000 square feet, especially since Cloud property was over 4.22 acres short and got approved. A couple of members from this board said it best when Mayor Pugh, Barry Ottinger, John Leap, and I met for a pre-submission review. John said, boys, if we open the door for one, others will want to come in, and what we do for one, we have to do for all. And that had already occurred with the approval of the planned urban development for Cloud Properties. During the June 3rd special called meeting, Daniel Franklin also stated he believes consistency of how the rules are applied is the key to a government that is trying to do the right thing, in his opinion. There is confusion regarding the planned urban development section since they do not come along very often. I must admit, I did not know what category that our project would fall under until I met with Melanie Davis of Kaiser & Black LLC last November about writing HOA documents, and she had to explain to me that our project was a PUD. I asked her to attend the June 3rd meeting for a few minutes, but she also failed to convey the reason for her visit. And this piece of property was her grandmother's, and she spent her summers there as a kid swimming on the lake off the dock. Whenever I presented the plan to her, you could tell that she was excited about the preliminary plat, and she even selected the house plan she liked out of the few that I had with me as possibilities and told me what town around here wouldn't want that. In closing, I respectfully request that the Board of Mayor and Alderman overturn the Planning Commission's decision. That is, it did not meet the minimum requirement of 300,000 square feet. Notably, the one presented prior to ours by Cloud Property also failed to meet this requirement, but was approved. And then you have the minutes as Exhibit 1 here. Alderman Kelly presided over the Cloud property meeting. Alderman Loop was not present. And those were signed by Alderman Kelly and Alderman Loop. And then we had Ed Cloud's letter of approval that was sent to him. We had one citizen that came to that meeting that was opposed to the Ed Cloud property, and that was Stan Painter of Miser Station Road. You can see the plat of the property as Exhibit 2. Exhibit 3 is the property detail. And also observing, looking back at calculations that were in the submittal for this property, it was based on calculated acreage, which is a GIS determined acreage rather than the 2.67 acres. So the calculated acreage was 3.03. And then I also received a letter from Sterling Engineering about this. I would like to read, if you guys would be okay with that.
So we don't have it?
No, I just got it. Okay, you have it. Okay, you have it. So,
Right there.
All right.
So I guess the question in matter is, this was denied because it didn't meet the minimum requirements. And so, open this up for comments and questions.
Addressing the letter,
Uh-huh.
Cloud property, it was PUD because it's under one ownership. It's a unit by one person. And
It was PUD because it's cluster housing.
different yours, you have multiple owners. That's two different sections in zoning book.
Cloud Properties is PUD because it's cluster housing or multifamily housing on one piece of property.
Like I said, I was like one comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we beat over the head. I was going to tell you how it was mentioned in that meeting. We've never gone from 300,000 square feet. The next morning I drove by and thought, wait a minute, that's a PUD. And it is a PUD. It's on the documents as a PUD. It was submitted as a PUD. It's signed off as a PUD. So a PUD's a PUD. So it has to be 300,000 square feet. Not only that is on C1 commercial property, which duplexes are not a permissible use on commercial property. It would have been rezoned to R1, which, the process for rezoning it is you have to send out a letter, in a radius of all the neighbors and put a sign on it. So everybody in this room would have knew about it. They would have the opportunity to protest it, but they did. So, and it was approved.
So sewers on the Cloud property, where yours is not on the property, you do not have room to do that.
You don't know anything about it. Sign off a Parsons engineering. So I've been a system. It's engineering.
Let's
been every 20 years.
Let's have a point of order on this. We are not discussing the sewer at this time. We are discussing that if this was denied approval because it didn't meet the 300,000 square feet. So.
Mentioning that was in the meeting that night, but that's a good thought.
The reason why it was no, the question that we are entertaining is that are we going to override the Planning Commission's deny of approval for this property because it does not meet 300,000 square feet? And so,
Is that what they stated?
I don't think that's all.
I just want us to be sure that.
I can read the minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I thought I had the minutes here. If not, we can pull them up on the website. Let me see if I can pull up the minutes from that special called meeting. It's good to have everything right at your fingertips.
Has our town attorney had time to review the letters that have been sent to us?
They were in our packet. Let's see.
Rob, have you had a chance to?
No, I'm not. First time I saw it today. I mean, I was not at the
I got it at the meeting, so.
so I had not a lot of information about what planning commission did or why.
Okay.
So I haven't not.
And I have questions about that as well. If you look in the book at Exhibit 1, it's referring to the March 19th, 2024 minutes of the Planning Commission, and it does not give approval for the McLeod property. In fact, it says that it's been denied. And yet,
No, it was denied, but 8 units were
I
denied.
understand that, but it didn't
Yeah.
approve 6 units either, according to these minutes, if these are copies of our minutes.
Listen, I
So
do
I'm
not.
curious to know what happened between March 19th and when this letter was finally sent out by the building official. Because he's referring to the minutes of that night, and it clearly was denied. So something had to happen.
It further states that no site plan has been drafted yet. Planning commission considered motion was made by myself and then Rick Fuller.
It was a
So no site plan
preliminary.
has been submitted. So I don't know how it got approved because what they came to us that day for was for 8, and we denied that.
They got preliminary approval for 6,
Right.
and that was approved.
Oh, wait a minute. So how does that work? Preliminary approval turns into final approval, or it has to be voted on again?
You get preliminary approval, and when you finish all the conditions of the preliminary approval, then it's final approval.
All right.
Just the inspection after that you've met all those conditions.
The document.
Well, I'm
I'm
still not clear on exactly what the timeline was and what happened.
And according to how it was presented to us, is that the density was 6.25. That's what staff had told us. That's what the town engineer had told us, is that it was 6.25. And so we stuck with meeting those density requirements.
Based on.
Denied the 8.
Yes.
And that's what happened that day.
So it was misrepresented to the planning commission.
No, they came asking for 8. Oh, the 6.25, if that number is not correct. That was the number that was presented to us. And I guess maybe we didn't all go do the exact math, but we had a town representative presenting that to us, and then so did what's his name, Jordan Rockwell from our planning department, said that it would meet those density requirements. So we just took it at that, and we just denied the 8 automatically. We didn't go and redo the 6.25 because that was the number that was told to us. So we denied the 8 on that day.
So my question is John, in our pre-meeting for the smell, you said that this property, you can build duplexes on without
Do what?
duplexes. You can go build duplexes. Like without.
I cannot find those minutes. I don't know what
So it was
8
6,
is.
but I think it figures 8.
The difference being is single ownership to the public.
So on there, I would like somebody can go build 16 units on this piece of property. If they go out and build 8 duplexes.
A dwelling is a dwelling,
Yeah.
not the building, it's a
Yeah.
dwelling. Okay, each one of them counts as a duplex counts as 2 dwellings.